cookers. Okay, today we're cooking a curried fish dish. It's kind of like a saag aloo, kind of. Okay, so come with me. Right, so we need 2 basa fillets or any white fish. We've got some ginger in here, so it's about that big. It's been peeled and grated. 2 cloves of garlic that's been grated. About 10 grams of mint, fresh mint. 1 red onion, obviously chopped. We've got some turmeric in here. It's about half a teaspoon. Some curry powder, which is about a tablespoon. Some crispy onions, coriander, onion granules and garlic powder. We've got a lemon. We've got some, I will think of it in a minute, stop. And we've got some olive oil and spinach at the back. Okay, and you're thinking that's a lot of spinach? It won't be. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get our potatoes on. Now these are part boiled potatoes. I've waxed my oven up to the maximum, so it's at 240. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil in here. And then I'm going to quickly mix that. Some pepper. Some salt. Okay, so I'm just going to really quickly actually pop this back into the fridge before it goes off. I don't know whether I said about the yoghurt, but the yoghurt is 80 grams of yoghurt. Okay, so mix that all together. And then I'm going to get a tiny bit of the mint, about half of it, put that in as well. Okay, so you need your peel with your lemon. Okay, and then I'm just going to get my knife. And squeeze in your lemon. Just take that bit out. Okay, so your lemon's squeezed in. So give it a good old mix. And then we're going to pop it into here. Okay, so make sure it's spread out a bit evenly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of stock in. So to make sure that I've basically got enough stock and for later on as well, I've got about just under 400. This gives me a rough estimate so I know how much I'm putting into this as well. So you're looking about 100 to 150. You don't want to put too much in because it's literally just going to bake in with the stock. Okay, so pop that in for half an hour and then we'll come back soon. See you in a bit. Bye. Okay, so my potatoes are doing it. I've moved them into a bigger tray because it felt like they were a bit too squashed. So I've put, just checked on it and it looks like it needed a little bit more of the stock. So I've just put just a tiny bit in just to cover the bottom and then that's it. So I'm just doing the spinach at the moment. So spinach is almost done really. Let's try and get as much as the spinach as you can out because there isn't really much there, to be honest with you. I do love spinach, and me and Gary were talking about it as well, that we really do like spinach, but you know, for what you pay for it and what it ends up, it's quite expensive really at times, but I do like it. It's a really good source of like vitamins. Okay, now I've put mine in a J cloth but it is quite hot still, so be careful. Okay, so to protect my little hands, I'm going to try and put some gloves on and see how that helps. I mean, what you could also do as well, if you wanted to, just take that off, and maybe not. It is very, very hard to try and get all of it out of here. So literally just keep doing this, and then we'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've managed to squeeze most of it out, but what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to get one of these as well, just help me a little bit. I like these types of J cloths because they really do help with they're quite thin, so you can get a lot of water out of them, but also it's not so bad that they're going to break on you. They do break a little bit, but I think that should be it. Okay, so pop that in there. I think that's the best we're going to get out of that. Okay, so we're just going to wait for our potatoes to do, and then leave that to cool. If it comes up a bit more watery, don't worry, we'll leave this here and then we can re-dig it again. Alright, see you in a bit. Okay, so it's nearly done, our potatoes. They're not meant to be like over roasted ones, they're just really nice lemony ones. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start getting this bit ready. So put your onion in. And we are also going to put in our ginger as well. Okay, well, I want to fry this all. Okay, so while that's kind of heating up a bit, there's salt and pepper our fish. So season a little bit. Okay, then we're going to get our onion granules. And our garlic powder. It's only for seasoning, so you don't need too much of that. Okay, so I'm just going to really quickly wash my hands. Just wash that off. Okay, so we want to put a bit of coriander on. I'll rub that in. And that's that. And then we're going to put a bit of curry powder on in a minute. Let's just let that go a bit. got some extra curry just in case. So that's more than enough of that. I like red onions in this type of thing because it really gives it a really nice flavour. Just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to put our garlic in. And I'm going to start putting in our spinach as well. And don't worry too much if it looks a bit stuck together. Just pull it apart. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to start putting the rest of the curry powder in. And the turmeric. Now I've got a tiny bit left of our stock, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit in just to help it all. Okay, so we're going to leave this to fry off for a couple of minutes and then we'll be back. See you in a bit. Okay, we're going to take our potatoes out now. Now mine were in for a little bit longer than what I said, because it just took a little bit longer. So don't worry if they don't do within 30 minutes. Just give them a bit of time and they will come together. Woo. Well, that's one way of roasting them, isn't it, I guess? So put them in there. It's just a way of doing them without it being like too fattening. I mean, if you want to go full blown and put olive oil and butter and everything else in it, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so I'll put them all there. I'll pop this over here. So now we're going to put our fish in as well. So give this a bit of a mix. Okay, and we're going to put our fish on top. So place on the lid for around 6 minutes and then we should be done. Alright, see you in a bit. Okay, so I've got my yoghurt here. I'm just going to put some mint in it. If you don't like mint, don't worry, you don't have to put this in. You can put a bit of coriander in, whatever you want really, or just leave it as it is. Okay, so I'm going to try and take the fish out without breaking it. we go. I'm going to move this out of the way a bit. Turn that off. Okay, so we're going to put a bit on there. That's why I don't really take all the water out the spinach, because you've got a little bit of leeway. It gives you that little bit of extra in it. Okay, put that there. Don't worry too much if it catches a little bit on the pan. It's fine. It's kind of expected. Okay, so put that there. Put that over there. And then we want to put our fish on. So grab your fish. Pop it on. Okay, I'm just going to put this over here. And we want to put a couple of blobs. On there. Just a little bit more on this one. Okay, and we'll put that over there. And then some of the crispy onions, so just sprinkle that over the top. And there you are, my coquettes. There is your curried fish saag aloo. Well, thank you very much for watching, my coquettes. We really do appreciate it. So please like, please share, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.